What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Tide Talk, the Rhode Island FC podcast that's for the fans, by the fans. I'm your host, Matt, and whether you're a day one sicko or new to RIFC, you found your home. Every episode, we're breaking down the latest from Rhode Island FC, the matches, the moments, the players, and everything happening in and around the club. Before we dive in, make sure you're following Tide Talk across all of our social media accounts. We're on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, Ryan's favorite, Blue Sky, and everywhere else you scroll. Stay locked in for updates, exclusive content, and all things Rhode Island FC. If you're joining us on YouTube, please say hi, share your thoughts in the chat, and make sure you smash that like button. And if you're listening on any of your favorite podcast platforms, please take a second to leave us a 5-star rating and a short review. It helps us grow and bring you even better content each and every single week. All right, cozy up, crack beer. What is that, Timmy? That is not you didn't crack anything.
I did it with my mouth. It is a
of course you did.
Wine.
Okay,
there you go. There you go.
But it's like a rubber cup. And my wife hates when I use these, but only the best for you guys.
I hope
no
Ryan
comment.
is clipping right now. Jess hates when Timmy uses the rubber. That's all I heard to start the show. All right. As you can see, I've got a different cast of characters in the studio for this one. Maybe the first time that this trio has ever been left alone at the helm of Tide Talk, but we do want to start it by saying up the Healeys. Congratulations to our good friend Ryan, his wife Amanda, for the birth of their son today. We've got the three wise men in the house today. Hands, I'll start with you. Myrrh, frankincense, or the gold. What did you bring to the party tonight, my man?
The myrrh.
Okay.
Timmy?
I mean, I was saying to you guys before we went live, I don't even know what this means. So I'm sorry.
So
I don't even know how to answer. I don't know what.
He's a very dedicated Tide Talk listener who'd be very upset with you right now. That's all I'm going to say.
I hope the clam comes in to rectify you. I'm going to take credit for the gold then, because that sounds like the most expensive. So, yeah. But the three wise men are in the house tonight in Tide Talk Studio Land, and we are here to still kind of talk about this RIFC preseason that I feel like is never ending. It just keeps going and going. But like I said, I think it's the first time it's just been the three of us on a podcast together. Ryan will have his Mac Minis crunching all that numbers and all of the different outcomes and algorithms that we've ever had in studio. But let's start with you, Mr. Hands, Mr. Mateo Manos. How was your weekend? How you feeling? How you doing, big guy?
Pretty good. Pretty chill. Hate the time change. Spring forward sucks. It's like the worst time of the year. Other than that, though, yeah, good. Got to watch some USL this weekend. Unfortunately, not Rhode Island FC, of course, because of the weather. But yeah, doing it right. Glad to be here.
All right, good stuff. Timmy, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good. This was kind of like a free weekend because we all had it blocked off for the home opener. Obviously postponed. So yeah, pretty quiet weekend. Jason Tatum's back. USL is off to a good start. I had a great weekend. Made a Detroit style pizza today from scratch. That was my adventure for the day.
And how would you rate that on your player rating scale?
On my 6 out of 10. I think for my first attempt, homemade dough, I think it came out pretty good. Little pale. I think it needed a little bit either higher heat or a little longer in the oven.
All right, so it was the Timmy Sclafani of pizzas. That's what you're telling us.
Sure.
All right, let's kind of start back up. Like I mentioned, we got the three wise men here. We'll start with our toucan T-shirt. Pre-sale orders closed, sold more than halfway through our allotment. So there's less than 25 shirts left for non-pre-orders. If you want to get one, you can still send us a DM. Price is $30 now for M7 pickup. And if you want it shipped, add an additional $5. We have limited sizes remaining. We're looking at that 4-4 game, I believe, based on Timmy's math on when these will be in. So if I pull up the FOP mob, as the folks say, as the cool cats say, we're kind of looking at that Saturday, April 4th, Detroit City game that we're hoping to have these in and distributed in M7 pre-match beforehand. So it'll be really, really good stuff. Thank you to everyone who pre-ordered. We had, like I said, a very good response to it, and we're very excited to get those, kind of going out there. We'll come back to that one. But Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, U.S. Open Cup, round 1, RIFC versus one of you Portuguese men, say the team name.
I'll try. Violence. Too bad Andrew Quadros isn't here. He'd say it better than me, but
yeah, that was good enough. Quadros would be
50% of the way. I'm half
that was
Portuguese,
good enough.
so 50% of the way there.
Quadros approved. Ryan is saying beautiful slides. I did my best. I was in here working on the computer. Kelly's came in and I was like, hey, I'm doing all the shit that Ryan would have done beforehand. So, big shout out to our guy Ryan on dad duty. 7 out of 10 pronunciation from Mr. Quadros. So very good job, boys. We will be live from High Motor. There's more details to come. It'll be a Tide Talk High Motor Defiance collab leading into the preview of that U.S. Open Cup round 1 game. Very excited for that. We love High Motor. We pre-gamed the bar at the bar event by heading to High Motor, and just always a good place. You guys excited for this one?
The Guinness on St. Patrick's Day is going to be dangerous the way it's going to be calling our names. I'm a little worried.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I believe all 3 of us attended the Tag the Tunnel event at some point today. Hans, you went, right? I know the missus was there.
No, I didn't.
All right. So, from an outsider perspective, what did you hear from the missus on this one?
Yeah, no, I heard it was good. He's shaking his head over here. Sorry. I heard it was good. Good turnout. Seemed like team did a good job. Welcoming everyone. Defiance did really well. I think they got a bunch of new members. From what I heard, which is great to see. So. Yeah, seems like it went really well, and kudos to the team for, having an event like that for the season ticket holders. It's always good to see them doing things like that for us. So
good. How about you, Timmy? Your thoughts on the event? Someone who attended.
I was very impressed, to be honest, and across the board. Like, first of all, it's cool to enter through the VIP entrance. I assume that's the entrance the players use and the staff use. I've never been back through that way. Right when I walked in, I was in a 12 o'clock time slot. There was a good crowd of people already in there waiting for the 12 o'clock. There was a good crowd of people coming out. So I think they had a really good turnout during the day. Like Hans said, I think probably a great day for Defiance picking up members, because you kind of had to walk by their table on your way out. Yeah, you could tour the home locker room, which was something I want to say
that was Graham's favorite part. Graham loved it. He went in and out about probably 15 times. He really wanted to know why Frank had so many different pairs of sneakers and boots, as Graham refers to him properly, in his locker.
Sarah was talking about the same thing, saying how many pairs of shoes. To be honest, I thought all of the players had. I was like, why does every player have 4 pairs of shoes here? I was checking there was like 3 or 4 whiteboards in there, but they were all pushed up against the walls. And I was like peering around the corner on all of them. Couldn't see anything. Couldn't make it. There was nothing on them. They cleared them.
I think there was a cool one with all the players, and it did feature the new goalkeeper kit, that like hot pink, very nice color shade. I don't know if you caught that. Graham pointed that out to me. That was a good one.
That is good. Another thing that I noticed. I mean, they would have taken it down if they didn't want us to say it. It's not that important, but there was a list of every field that they'll play at, and whether it was turf or grass, and the field dimensions. So I thought that was interesting. And also in the room where Defiance was set up, there wasn't anything there, but there was like a nameplate that said 2026 set piece tracker.
Well, if you noticed, and Matt Jean says you got to get a sample of the new ice cream vendor in the stadium and kind of vote on which one it would be. That little flip chart of the numbers that looked like a little like manual scoreboard, I believe went underneath that sign, and that was the for and against. So I said in jest, like, we had the penalty kicks from Maxi last year, but the corner count was definitely low. That sign kind of slid over. And kind of on the ice cream front, Timmy, were you the chip one or the coffee?
Okay.
I forget what that was called. One was chip, one was treble, I believe.
Dulce de leche was the other one. Oh, I don't know the name. I don't know the flavor.
The dulce de leche one was the I think it was called chip because it had chocolate chips in it. It had something to do with chip. But then there was the treble one.
Ah, okay. So
Tidewater treble, I believe, is what Matt Leonard is saying in the chat.
So one was coffee milk with like honeycomb, and the other one was like dulce de leche.
Chips what? Chips Golden Gold. Zach just popped in.
Man, that's a great name too. So
Golden Boat. I'm sorry. I'm getting breaking news as it comes in.
Okay. So that one then I think was the coffee milk because it had little bits of honeycomb in it. So I think that was the gold part to it. I went in wanting to pick that one because it's coffee milk base, and I just felt like that was more Rhode Island. And I was getting really confused. Dude, it knocked me off my feet. It was so good. And it was already winning the vote, and oh God, Sarah's already telling me I was wrong. I could not get the flavors right. I asked them 100 times which flavor was which, and I could not get it right. I voted for the lighter colored flavor, whatever flavor that was, and it was very, very good. I would be happy with either of those ice creams. So,
totally forgetting the setup and looking at the little score counter, when I left, the one on the left was in the big lead.
65-50 when I voted.
I was in the 10:30 time allotment. So Chips Golden Boot is the Dulce de Leche from Sarah. So that was the one that I loved as well.
I think that's the one I voted for as well. Either way, we're winning because very good ice cream, and that is a great. I think Jess might get ice cream every single home game.
And
that's a great thing.
Sarah says Tidewater. I believe it should be treble though, not trouble. Was the coffee milk with the honeycomb? I'm not a big honey fan, so that one didn't do it for me. I did hear people saying when you combine the two, that was the play. The kind of swirl of the two was very good. Breaking news, though, from Sarah. Chips Golden Boot won. Of course it would.
So that's the Dulce de Leche. Okay.
Yep. Timmy and Matt, I don't know. I've got mine back here now. It's this one. Did you guys pick up your new season ticket member scarf today as well and your clear bag?
Well,
Sarah picked it up for me. But yes, it is.
So, I just thought I did get mine. The whole event, really, if anything, and maybe they wanted it this way, if anything, I think they undersold it. And the attendance was I was really impressed. They had to open additional sections of wall because it was getting filled up. And I was only midway. I was at 12. It went until 2:00. But yeah, they had the kits available. They had season ticket member gifts there for pickup. It was kind of like a season kickoff event for season ticket holders. They just didn't exactly bill it that way. And again, maybe they just didn't have capacity for how much demand it would have got if they did that. But I thought it was a great, nice little event. I left very happy.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I love the color scheme of the scarf and matching the uniform and all of that. Kelly was a bit upset that we only got the one clear bag because the clear bags ripped through pretty fast last season. So we'll have to, with the 4 season tickets, hopefully we can grab a few more of those. But very, very good event. I got Up the Tide painted just above the door that the players leave out of. So I was very happy in that to get there in the early time slot. I just thought being able to go in that door and kind of experience that side of the stadium that many people don't is pretty cool. And I know the Defiance board members get to do it kind of on the regular with their meetings with the team. And I know Matt Jean kind of hinted at something. Matt, if I can kind of speak a little bit more to that, let me know in the chat. If not, no big deal at all. But I think it was kind of cool seeing all of the different the wrapping of fan segments, pictures of fans in the stands. I found myself on 4 different occasions, once in blue, once in white. I saw a certain person double bird in one of them. I absolutely love that. I won't mention any names. Don't want to dox anyone on that, but I just think kind of seeing that whole setup was really cool. The locker room's always been talked about as a off limits kind of place. So being able to see that, I think that was the highlight for the kids as well. But just a really cool day, a really cool event, like you said. I don't know if either one of you guys kind of want to talk a little bit more to that.
In the locker room, 2 or 2 or 4 observations, depending on how you want to look at it. The only like personal items that caught my attention, Hugo had a big dog hat, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yes, that was cool.
And the only player who had like protein out was JJ, and I thought that was kind of on brand.
That was creatine.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And
that was cool.
There were also 2 occupied lockers with no nameplates on them.
Interesting. And a couple of different sources told us that when they arrived today, they did witness the team hop on a bus. And it was very much said that they were going up the road to Gillette to take on some kind of iteration of the RIFC team. And one person who has not been kind of featured prominently in training pictures and, status was a little questionable was El Capitano Coque Vegas, and he did make the trip and was supposedly starting in this one as well. So hopefully they were able to, put it to the revs today and get some good last minute kicks in before ahead of our first game. Matt, how you feeling about all this stuff?
Feeling great.
Love it.
No, but no, good to hear though that Koke was there. Yeah, I know there was kind of the rumblings going around on the fan bases. We haven't seen him in any of the preseason stuff and promo stuff, so that's good. And yeah, the Revs had their game canceled. They had a home game this weekend that they had canceled because they couldn't get the turf into the stadium on time. Which would be interesting if they played at Gillette, if the turf was actually there. But whatever. Regardless, hopefully we did we did ourselves proud out there, and get ready for next weekend.
For sure. Matt, you mentioned it earlier, so we'll start with you on this one. But it was USL opening weekend. Were there any standout matches or performances to discuss? Let's stick to the matches themselves. We'll talk about how they all started in a little bit. Yeah. But any of the matches that you saw, that kind of like, oh shit, like this team might be a little bit better than expected, or
Yeah, I mean, I think we expected them to be good, but both teams to be good. But Lexington-Louisville was an awesome game to kick it off. Lexington looked really good. Malloy had a great goal. Louisville, I think, had some really good players on the bench that they brought off, and then they kind of just took over. I mean, they took over the game. So that was a good one. Obviously watched Hartford and Sporting Jacks, and yeah, Hartford won 3-0. I thought, Jacksonville was, which I'm sure we're going to talk about.
Not that good.
Jacksonville later. Yeah, it was a typical Hartford game, really. Jacksonville had a bunch of the ball, and Hartford kind of got those quick transitions and scored like they usually do, kind of like we did in 2024. That's kind of how Hartford went on their run last year. So if you force them to have the ball, Hartford, they can't, they can't play with the ball, but they can defend and score in transition. And then, I think that was
Brooklyn won their first match today in league history, beating in the 11-1-0. I think that was one a lot of us kind of were keeping an eye on. Jackson Lee not in the squad though, although given the number 1 keeper shirt is an interesting one.
Yeah, they did say on the broadcast that he was out with an injury. So, and it didn't seem that serious on the way Mike Watts was talking about it. So hopefully that's kind of all it is. That was another weird one to watch with the net up from the baseball stadium.
Right.
Like those nets behind home plate, or I think it's pretty much behind, I don't know, like most of the whole fucking field at this point in baseball.
And Pawtucket Jay's jealous because of that. Pawtucket Jay's jealous because of that roller coaster.
Yeah, roller coaster almost made up for it. Awesome backdrop with like the roller coaster and all the like amusement park stuff.
I think it beats the hell out of the train cars in Pittsburgh.
I mean, I need to see the roller coasters in action in the background, though. Then I will agree it will be better than the trains. But like, I didn't see a roller coaster going by today.
We're hearing from our guy, Coach Almeida. It's an ankle injury pertaining to our guy Jackson Lee. So,
okay. Yeah, he was there. He was in the building. Just hurt.
I mean, the guy, the guy they had playing was an 18-year-old kid, and he was good. Although he definitely was inexperienced. He made some weird decisions coming out for the ball and didn't kind of know what he was doing. Good shot stopper, but looking forward to see Jackson play. We got to see Taimu and Gabby play, so that was cool. Yeah,
Gabby had a pretty good match, played all 90, completed 70% of his passes, created a chance, had 11 defensive contributions, so definitely good seeing him. He had a 7.2 on FOTMOB along with Taimu who played 86 minutes. So good seeing the RIFC alum getting out there. Hopefully they just don't play when they come see us and we go see them.
Yeah.
But Timmy, anything else you want to add about opening weekend and any of the performances you saw that stood up?
Two other games, and I was in and out on most of the games. I thought Pittsburgh and Charleston. So Charleston won that game 2-1. The league putting Pittsburgh number 1 in the power rankings is insane.
It's just because they won.
It's so stupid. They won.
They literally lost their dick. They
lost a great goalkeeper and their best central defender who scored against them for Charleston. He put him in the cuck chair. So Pittsburgh they looked as bad as we all thought they were. It's a joke that they were ranked number 1 in those power rankings. They did not look good.
That's how those power rankings work, though. They're just going to give whoever wins the title is going to be 1 to start the year, and then they'll obviously adjust. I mean, I want to see how long they keep Pittsburgh up there, depending on how their season goes.
Like, I don't agree that it has to work like that when you're doing your research and paying. But they lost 2 of their best players.
No, I agree. I just don't think that, like, I don't know, like a league official power rankings to me isn't like analysis of who the best teams are necessarily. Like, it's not like a John Morrissey or like
sure.
It's not for the fans by the fans. Like and
yeah, exactly. It's just the league being like, oh, they won the title, so they're going to be the number 1 team to look out for. And yeah, we'll see how quickly they drop down. But yeah, they didn't look.
They won the title in the corniest way. They scored 1 goal in 4 games in the playoffs.
What did you guys make of Chico's debut back in Pittsburgh with a 6.5 on FOTMOB?
I thought watching him not trying to root for him because he's on your team, I felt like I had all kinds of clarity, and like I did not think it was good. Someone mentioned it in the chat, but he thought he was getting Pawtucket J. He thought he was getting that goal, but it was actually Nathan Messer put it in, scored an own goal. Charleston looked good, though. Charleston did look good, to be fair.
Only Timmy could go from the cuck chair to post-nut clarity in one episode. Just very, very good stuff on this one. Hans, how about you? Any thoughts on Chico?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he wasn't that great. But, I mean, the whole team was bad. They didn't really create any chances or many chances. So, you know, I'm on the record that he's going to have a good season this year in Pittsburgh. So I kind of need him to do well. At least in a couple games. I need him to get like a couple of hat tricks against crappy opposition. You know, a hat trick against like Jacksonville, Miami, maybe something like that.
Maybe in the cup against lower league teams. The only time he did it for us.
Hey, he got a brace for us in the playoffs last year, right? Against North Carolina, he got both of those.
Yeah, when their goalkeeper passed him the ball and let him hit it into the net. Yes, he scored a second goal there.
Lexington's goalie right now, by the way. The guys in Lexington.
City FC in round 1 of the Open Cup. I'm going to go with the Chico hat trick in that one. That sounds right about their level. They're 0-2 this season with a 4-3 loss versus the Flint City Bucks and a 1-0 loss versus the Michigan Stars FC. So I think Chico is going to
USL too?
Steel City.
I don't know. It shouldn't be.
When I click FOTMOB, this actually, I'm going to screen share this because this is actually kind of gold. But this is what I get when I click FOTMOB about Steel City. Nothing. No.
He might score a hat trick against this team.
I'm going hat trick on this one for Chico.
No, I think he'll be. I think he'll be all right. If Pittsburgh can figure it out and create some chances, I think he'll be all right. He'll be better than we all expect. That's what I'm saying.
Quadros is calling one of us an idiot. I don't know.
Definitely me.
Probably all of us. Yeah. All right. And you're getting Hans STFU from the missus. And this is he needs to retire. I don't think it's about Chico. I think it's
yeah, maybe.
All right. So let's shift gears a little bit and continue to talk about the opening of the season and the 1 minute pause we saw from players to start each and every game. We'll start with you, Hans. What did you think about this pretty, or are you hiccuping? Do you want me to punt it to
No,
me on
I'm
this
good.
one? What did you think about this kind of symbolic gesture in regards to the CBA and ongoing issues between USL HQ and the USL Players Association?
I mean, first I'll say this issue is something like the CBA ongoing thing, something that I've just been trying to ignore for the longest time. Like throughout the off season, I'm just like, they're going to figure it out. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. But obviously,
It's
it's
getting
coming
a
to this
little
now.
close to home now.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I mean, I think from the player perspective, it's it's probably the right move if to do some type of gesture like this in the opening weekend of the season, gets more eyeballs on it. Obviously, all of us diehard USL fans know about it anyway, but I'm sure that there were probably people in the stands at some of these games who don't really know, not diehard fans, but don't know what's going on. And I'm sure they're, prompts them to ask questions and look up what's going on or ask their fellow fans in the stands. So I think it raises awareness, I think, um, which I think is a good thing for them. And then conversely, as far as like the league side, like I'm not that's a laughing quadros is golden boot. Listen, Chico will be fine. Okay, 12 league goals this season. It's gonna happen.
You're off topic, hands.
Yeah, I know. No, but from the league perspective, like yeah, we saw the league or the announcers, which I mean, the league runs the broadcast, so it's the league. Um, you know, I think I believe in the Lexington Louisville game, they showed the players on the field pretty much the whole time, but the rest of the games over the weekend, they pretty much cut away, showing the stands, just saying there was a delay, not acknowledging what was going on.
They kind of gave
For the
it the
most part.
streaker treatment outside
Yeah,
of game
good
one.
call. Yeah, it's a
Right?
good call. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that the league did that either. I mean, the league's not going to sit there and broadcast it and say, "Hey, everyone, like we're not paying the players." Like that's why they're doing this, right? Like they're not going to come out and say anything about it. So, not surprised. Yeah, but I see a comment from Tucker Jay saying they talked about it in the in Brooklyn. Yeah, I did see that. So I think a couple of times it got talked about. For the most part, it was like pretty much ignored. So I mean, it's what it is. At the end of the day, I just want them to figure it out. That's all. I want them to figure it out, both sides, and so we can just enjoy the team, enjoy the soccer.
Yeah, it's pretty well said. I think it's a very interesting time. I think this league has grand plans of putting in the pyramid system and getting promotion and relegation brought to U.S. soccer. And I feel like that kind of empowers the players and strengthens their position at the table because that will not happen without them. The league says it will happen with scab players essentially, and they sent out a kind of a union busting email, which is kind of pretty shitty to do in the last hour of negotiations before the start of the season. We're even hearing that protests could or things could change from protests next week to a full out strike, which 90% plus of the players union did ratify a strike to be able to happen if they want to put that into effect. So it's pretty rough waters right now between the league and the committee. And, I just really hope that they're able to get something done. They're able to get some health care to these guys and, give them livable wages and, make things better for being a professional soccer player. But I guess the caveat is that you see a lot of these clubs do not run in the black. So there is a balance, and for this league to be sustained, and I'm not taking the side of the league at all by any means saying this, but there does need to be some kind of balance so that this league and the players can thrive together. And I think that both sides are actually kind of much further apart on this than we would initially hope. And I think that's kind of the sad thing, because I think a lot of people who have been exposed to this league really like this league. They like the idea of promotion relegation coming in. Kind of all my friends who ask about it, I say I think this one is more for the soccer purists. Those of us that kind of watch teams overseas and like that promotion relegation model. Timmy and I might not like it so much this year, but we kind of look at this as the league that's going to kind of take over the soccer sicko fandom in America probably within the next 10 years versus MLS and kind of the trajectory that it's at. But it's definitely a very touchy time on this one. Timmy, your thoughts on, kind of the protests and how things go? And are you expecting any disruption next week?
A lot of thoughts on it. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you guys said. I will say, starting with kind of this first step of protest, which is the minute of observation at the start of the game, my first thought was, I don't really get it. Like, I don't and hearing you guys talk about it has even helped me a little bit, because I do think it raises awareness within the stadium and probably to the people who see it on social media or on the broadcasts that show it.
I don't want to cut you off, Timmy, but I will say I like what they did versus, Premier League, European Championship, like any of those clubs overseas taking a knee to end racism ahead of the game, but like actually taking time out of the game and disrupting the actual event itself, I think was a very powerful movement by the players. I could see this going as far as striking. I definitely think that is on the table, but I could also see this kind of getting progressive. Maybe next week we're looking at 2 minutes. Like, how does that play out long term?
Yeah. So that, I think, would be an interesting application of this. I would, because I starting with 1 minute at the top of the game, I think makes it the easiest for the league to do what they've done so far, which is basically act like it didn't happen. And for people not watching the broadcast super closely, you might not know it did happen. I think either doing it at some point during the game, or to your point, increasing over time. I mean, that would be effective. There were rumors leading up to this week that the strike was basically happening. And there were people posting on Reddit saying like it's happening. And a lot of people believed it. I kind of believed it, and it didn't happen. During that time, there were also posts saying, or people saying, okay, we heard it's not going to happen this week, but it will happen next week. So they'll play opening weekend and then they'll go to it. So I don't really know what to believe. When I read the both sides arguments, the USL League and the USLPA, they don't feel incredibly far apart from where the two sides are. Like, I do think there's compromises being made both ways. And the sign of a good deal usually is that both sides feel like they've conceded a little bit too much.
Right.
So I don't know. I didn't really answer the question.
I think to that point though, Timmy, I think when you read the league's kind of response to the CBA versus the Players Association, the tone is much, much different in the Players Association, and it very much speaks to them not being happy with it. I think it's a much harsher tone than is put off by the league, and I get it. It's negotiation tactics by both sides, but it does seem like from a player's perspective, they're further off than the league thinks they are.
Yeah, that is probably true. And I think another piece, which was something that you mentioned about like how a lot of these clubs operate, say that everything that the Players Association is asking for, that's where we land. They make an agreement and it's everything the Players Association and the players wanted. I think we will see a good handful of additional clubs fold over the next few years.
That's a valid point.
And that might not be a bad thing. Like we talked about that at the time with North Carolina. Like, is it the worst? We want the league to grow, but is it the worst thing for a club that basically doesn't have the money to operate the way that the players deserve? Is that the worst thing for the long-term growth of the league for them to be out? I don't know. I don't think necessarily.
No, that's definitely an interesting take on it. Quadro says in the chat, I think it would be more impactful to strike after the season has started. Might be smart playing a game or two before striking if they can't find a deal. Hans, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I agree with what Quadros is saying. And yeah, as far as Timmy, like I guess, I mean, I don't want these teams to fail. You know, you want them to succeed, and like, I mean, I guess the counter argument is sure, there are probably teams that, you know, might fail if they gave everything that the players wanted, but then like, are you going to have teams to replace them? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to have people bring in new teams? And like Matt said, it's just an interesting.
Joe Burns says one more team folds in the East. We have even divisions again.
Yeah, it's just a tough situation because like Matt said, like these teams aren't, as far as, you know, we know, probably, I mean, not gonna have all their finances, but the thought is most of these teams aren't making money.
Will tell you they're in the black, but we know that's probably
the fans will tell you that.
Yeah, their fans will tell you that they're a marching band circle.
Yeah. No, but I think like most of these teams probably don't make money, if any of them, or if maybe a couple of them, who knows? But I would assume that's the case. And so, yeah, it's kind of hard because you're trying to expand and you're trying to like do the USL Premier in a couple of years, and the players are definitely correct that they should be making more money for what they're doing out there. But it also depends on, can you grow the game? It's not all, this isn't on the players. I'm saying, like, can the league like grow the game more? Can they grow the league more? Can they like get more more butts and seats, more attention? And obviously like the Pro Rel potentially and the new Premier League is supposed to help with that. But I don't know. It's kind of like, do you commit to all that? Do you commit to the money that you want to give to the players and the benefits and all that, which they should get? And then you have to make sure, you definitely have to make sure that you make the money back, or make more money when you're going to Premier over the next couple of years. So
yeah, that's definitely a big part of the picture as well. One thing I'm going to talk about, and I know it's not going to be received well by everyone, so wanted to see Timmy smile perk up when I said that. The amount of virtue signaling I've seen on Twitter, Discord, Reddit, Facebook, whatever, anywhere you can talk USL, over the last few days, about all these things that should be done when the players are standing still for a minute and supporting the players. What's up, Henry? And this and that and the other thing. Like, these are all the people who don't say shit when the team is actually playing and have no, contributions to any of the talk about the season, anything like that. So I want to know where all these people are, and support your team through the good and the bad. This is absolutely more of a bad time with all these negotiations, but like, if you feel so fiery, talk about your team more often. That's what's really going to help grow this game, grow these clubs, grow these leagues in America. It's not you virtual signaling about a strike. It's you talking about this team week in, week out, every day they play, every match they play. You don't have to host a podcast like us or write blogs like us, but if you take to social media, post about it, even if you just talk about it with your friends, get your friends to attend the matches, that is doing more for growing the game than most people will actually do. And it's doing a hell of a lot more of growing the game than sitting and writing, we should, do this chant while the players are being still in their stillness break or whatever the hell they're calling it, or we should have a flag here, and doing that. No, that's not it. This is not the time. That's more of like, look at me, I'm helping these players. This is now a social justice issue, and I'm supporting these players. Fuck that. That's not what this is about. This is about growing the game. And if you want to do that, grow it not during just this time. Grow it during the good times, the bad times, when games are being played. That's what I want to see. That's what's going to help grow this league, grow our fan base at Rhode Island FC, and grow the club.
I agree with you that the best way that fans can help the players is by being advocates of the team and helping the team to grow. And to your point, that is by being a fan during the season and promoting it.
Don't just talk about it, be about it.
Yeah.
Right? But like, that's gotta be from game 1 to game 17 at Tidewater, not just, oh my God, these 2 games they're gonna do a 1-minute stillness break. I'm gonna have a flag that says "fuck USL HQ." Like, that's not what it's about. It's about promoting and growing the game each and every week and supporting your team.
I do think, however, I do agree with the sentiment. Like, it is unfair the way that the players are treated right now, and they do deserve better than that. The fact that the team's front off, I know that you're not disagreeing with that. I don't think any of us said.
I started this whole segment with, I think both sides are far further apart than we think. I mean, if you went in that locker room today, you saw those dog collars on the hooks that they have those players wear.
Wait, what were those?
I don't even know. I was afraid to ask, to be honest with you.
I was too. I think just the sentiment, it came up sometime in one of the articles over the week that like most of these teams, like front offices, which is a lot of like just out of college, like kids doing various jobs, like have the benefits that the players, like the actual asset of the team, are asking for. And that is preposterous to me.
Sure. Hans, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a deep ponder there.
Yeah, it's very deep ponder. I agree with you for the most part, Matt. I think I don't know. I mean, for me, going to the games and stuff, I support the team because I like the sport of soccer and I want to watch soccer and I want to
And now you have a local club to represent it, so it's
I have a local club. It's great, even for the average fan, for us, the access you can get from, after even going back to Bryant, after the games, meeting, talking to the players, and same thing at Tidewater now too. So it's just a great community to be a part of, and so for me, that's the main focus, and obviously the looming potential strike and all of that is important, and I think it should be talked about. But yeah, again, at the end of the day, for me, it's just I just want it to get resolved so that I can watch the game and watch the team and have fun with you guys and the rest of the fans, and that's it basically. And I'm not gonna.
Hans wants games because if there's no games, there's no blogs.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
We learned that this winter, that's for sure.
I'll have to do I'll have to cover Boise or something in USL 1. Find some other team to do a blog about. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm smart enough and know enough about the negotiations to who should give in to what or whatever. I just want it to be figured out. And yeah, that's basically it.
Tide Talk for the fans, by the fans. Like and subscribe. We'll shift gears a little bit to kind of a happier note, and let's talk the Surge Kit, boys. Timmy, you're modeling it right now. I decided to go a little Tide Talk merch tonight, so I switched out. But let's start with you on this one, Timothy. How are you feeling about the RIFC 2026 Surge Kit put out by Capelli Sport, or powered by Capelli Sport, I should say?
I really, really like it. I think it is a very nice kit. I feel like I was very early on the record saying I thought this was a very nice kit. I'm a fan of thick vertical stripes. I've always liked a kit that looks like that. Not the most flattering.
Be so mad at us after talking this on.
Yeah, it's vertical lines, not the most flattering on me personally, but I'm just going by my preference on a kit on a player. I think these are great. I also love the it looks like it has a collar even though it doesn't, which is great because I love how a collar looks, but they look bad on me. So this is perfect for me. I also like the player lettering on the back. I did not personalize my kit. Not a huge fan personally, but I think that the font used for the player names is really, really nice. The club also offered, I think for the first week for season ticket members, free personalization on the kits, which is like a $35 value or something like that, which is crazy. To that point, this kit cost $90 when they released it. I think the Wave kit was $115 when they released it. So
spot on.
Honestly, W's across the board. I thought the reveal of this kit was really nice. They had all of the main kit sponsors. So I think I saw Centerville Bank, Breeze, and unfortunately Rhode Island Energy. Each do individual but they each did individual reveal videos, and they were all very unique. And I thought that was a really smart way by the club to get different eyes on social media on the kit. So I think this is really, really nice. Big fan of the design. I thought I saw a lot of lukewarm reception immediately on the kit. And I'm just saying, I saw all of you. I know who you are. A lot of people are warming up on it now, but I saw all the lukewarm responses at the time, and I know who you are.
I was lukewarm originally. Seeing it in person, I like it a lot more. But I'll get to my takes on it after Hands. But I want to ask you, Timmy, because Joe Burns wants to know, did you get more jacked, or is it the Surge Kit?
Flattering question, but truly quite the opposite. I have all of my kits in a large, and when I bought this one and put it on, I was like, that is not fitting the same. And it's not because the kit size differently, it's because I'm getting bigger. But thank you, Joe.
All right, we've got a little bit of Discord going on in the chat right now about certain kits being better than others. Stay tuned. We're going to run that segment and we're going to ask you for your thoughts, kind of ranking these kits, but save it. We'll get there in just a couple. Hands, your thoughts on the Surge kit?
Yeah, I like it. I know, like you said, we're going to get into ranking the kits, so we'll get there. But yeah, I think it's good. I think we were all kind of stressing out about when it was going to get released.
Matt, do
Although,
teasers have deadlines or expiration
yeah,
dates?
yeah, probably. I don't know if it was the deadline was as soon as maybe you were thinking or some of us were thinking, but I mean,
I blame Ryan.
it is true. I think they teased it.
Clouding him.
I think they teased it, and the plan. I think they wanted to release. I feel like they were going to release it earlier. Maybe I think they would release it earlier if we played this weekend.
I wonder how much the Blizzard had to do with the actual release date of the Surge kit.
Well, that's a good call too, because if they're getting, I mean, I have no idea how this shit works, but if they're getting they're getting stock of the kits, to the store, which apparently they have, they're doing a better job of than last year, which is great to see. Yeah, maybe, but yeah, I mean, I like the design. There was rumors going around before that it was going to look a certain way, and it doesn't.
Glad those were wrong.
That's good.
Glad those were wrong.
I'll leave it at that. But I do like the kit.
All right. Let's start with my take on this, and I'll start with the release. And I went to the Sip and Shop or whatever it was dubbed yesterday, and I was in the store with 2 other people, so not as well as an attended event as today's Tag the Tunnel was, but A+ on the actual physical rollout with having it being able to be purchased. I know Ryan got his shipped and had it, I believe it was delivered Friday. A lot of people got theirs delivered Friday. I ordered and opted for the wait for the pickup on Saturday. But when I did pick up, there were a large number of youth sizes available in the shop. So those bastards got me for 2 youth shirts, one for Zach, one for Graham. So a little more money than I probably would have spent based on the Wave kit, which was only available in adult. Did spring and get Zach a adult small that's still way too big for him for that one, just because of the free customization. But having the option there to actually have youth kits on hand, on site, they got me. They got me. They got me for all of them. I couldn't walk home with just one. I couldn't walk home with one for me and Zach and not Graham. So this was, I think, probably the best rollout. If we think back to the road jersey, that was never really available when it first came out. The Energy had kind of a better shelf life, but with adult sizes. I think this was probably the most successful rollout of an RIFC kit in the 4 that they've done in the club's history. But my only gripes with it, I love the color of the badge. I think when you I brought Graham his yesterday. We went over a friend's house. He wore it there. I think he wore it to bed and then wore it again this morning. I don't know. He took it off just to play in his game today. So it's probably walking to the laundry bin right now. But I love the badge. The badge looks really cool in the dark too. It almost has like a holographic feel to it. It catches light really well. I wish that color was. I wish the 4 Capelli squares were a little bit more that color. They're a little bit lighter. I wish the Energy surges, I guess you will, were more of that light blue, but I get why it's a gradient. I just think the gradient kind of loses some of the matching to the kit versus if it was kind of more of a solid, that light blue, which is, I think, is a very, very phenomenal color, as you can tell by the Tide Talk logo. But I do think this is a really good kit. Let's talk about the part that sucks the most. Timmy, I know it's small, but can you read to me what it says on the back of the collar?
Yeah, we were all. I get why everyone was upset. It's got "Wicked Good Soccer" across the back inside of the collar. My take.
Damn it, that sucks.
I don't love it, but if I could pick a place to have it, it would be there because I will never see it. I will never think about it. No one else will ever see it. It's not so. It's all right. I wish it wasn't there, but
I think it's the wicked worst piece of marketing that this team does. I do hope that my long term hopes for RIFC and their merch, number one would be to get away from Capelli. I think Capelli makes a below standard shirt. We talked last episode. We've talked multiple episodes on people's badges peeling. So I can't wait till somebody throws this in the wash and it hits the washing machine the wrong way. I always hang dry everything, but even so, one of the badges I think on my road kit is actually starting to peel. I don't think Andrew's son has any kind of lettering left on his badge, and I do know that the club puts those badges on, but I'd like to see us move to a manufacturer that switches to a different material there. I just think that Capelli is very limited on what they put out. You look at Hummel, which I would actually not like to see. I would not want us in Hartford having the same kit manufacturer. I would love to see RFC go with Charlie or a Joma. I think those would be absolutely elite for getting bespoke kits out and really kind of doing some things to push the envelope. But that's my number one goal. Get rid of Capelli. I hate Capelli. I think it's absolute trash. And then number two, Wicked Good Soccer needs to go. The club tried to blame us for this in their posts in revealing the jersey Matt hands. They tried to say that it's a local attitude, a local flavor. That's not us. That's Boston. That's up the road. We don't like this shit. We don't claim it. I think any diehard that kind of goes to all these games is not a fan of Wicked Good Soccer, the promotional material.
Yeah, I agree. I hate it. It sucks. Like you said, it's. Yeah, Pawtucket has the right idea here, by the way. I was going to say, I knew you were going to see the comment, but if you didn't, I was going to say he's got the right idea. But no, it just sucks. Like, it's sure, like growing up in Rhode Island, definitely said Wicked a bunch, to his teenager and growing up and stuff. But still, to me, on like a national level, like it's Boston. Like, if you were to ask anybody, probably most people in New England, I would say, but especially outside of New England, they're going to say it's a Boston thing. And so, to me, like, and we'll get to this when we rank the kits soon. I'll get to this, but because this is relevant, the more Rhode Island you can go, I think, the better it is.
I mean,
And
you look at Providence City. Somebody put out that Providence City Dell's concept kit this week, and it went absolutely nutso viral. So, really, really cool to see. I get that not working for Rhode Island FC, but like kind of getting some kind of a local vibe, local flavor into it would be so much better. In the chat right now, rank the kits for us. We've got the Energy, the Road, the Wave, and the Surge. Give us your ranking all in one order, and let's kind of switch gears a little bit, and we can give our rankings as well on this one. So we're gonna get a little. I'm trying to do my best and be Ryan and do slides, but I got to kind of work with it as we go. Hans, you're up first, so
I gotta go first.
I
didn't realize that.
We'll kind of go from the chat. So I'm just gonna drag these up. Also worth noting, if you look at the Wave kit and this weird shape cutout I got, there's no just flat image of the Wave kit. Very weird release. Very weird trying to track down that release on social media and seeing Maxi in it looking so beautiful, and knowing he was a big part of the release, and we don't have him anymore to play in it. But I guess
it looks very wavy. It looks very wavy.
It does. It does. All right, Hans. I'm going to leave it up to you. Dealer's choice. You can start from the bottom, and we can get there, a la Drake, or you can stop at the top and work your way down. It's up to you, my friend.
Not a Drake fan whatsoever. Kendrick Lamar over Drake all day, but I am going to start at the bottom.
Mustard.
Exactly. I am going to start at the bottom. Yeah, I'll go with the Amber kit or the Road kit at the bottom. I do like all the kits. Like, I don't have like too many strong like feelings. It's not like I hate that kit. I just I guess it's the most simple one, I would say. So I put that at the bottom.
So even before I get to mine, I will say a lot of people love this kit due to the simple fact that it says the name of every town and city in Rhode Island in it. But
yeah,
I'll share my thoughts on that for later. But I will say that I think that is a big kind of fan connection piece to this.
Yeah, true. Am I doing all of them? Are we doing all of them individually? Or are we doing bottom first for everyone?
What do you want to do? Do you want to go? Do we want to start at the bottom and go fourth across, and then work our way up? I'll let Timmy vote on this one. I'm like, let's make Timmy make a decision.
Yeah, that's a fun way to do it. And I am also going to put the Amber kit fourth. Like you guys said, I really like this kit. I just think we have 4 really good kits, and this is the only one I never bought. I just don't think it would look good on me, to be honest. So I'm putting it
You've
fourth.
said that about everything so far today.
Because I don't think well, there's issues there. Well, you're going at fourth too, huh?
Yeah, this is by far the worst kit. This kit absolutely sucks. The shade of amber is absolutely horrible. Amber top, amber shorts, way too much. I have it on record of saying of a player, Noah Fuson, saying this is his least favorite kit. When the Wave kit was released, I asked him, when are we hoping to wear this? And he said, hopefully instead of anytime we have to wear the Amber kit. This thing is absolutely horrible. Amber is a great accent color. It is not a great primary color. This thing sucks. The armpit bars, or whatever you want to call it, absolute hot garbage. The one button without a collar makes it even worse. I think this kit paired with the shorts is absolute garbage. I hate it. I have nothing good to say about it. I own one because of course I do. I'm going to own every RIFC kit that ever gets released, but I think this absolutely stinks. And like I said, I know people love it because it says the, all the different towns and cities in it. Sarah even goes on to say we won the Eastern Conference Finals in that kit. I don't care. It's hideous. It looks horrible on the pitch. It looks horrible on camera. It is by far the worst of the 4 kits. And I'm glad that my panel is all in agreement on this one. Hands.
Yeah, we didn't plan this.
Yeah,
we didn't plan this ahead of time.
Kick it back to you for number 3.
Yeah. Again, tough. But I'm gonna go. I can't even think of the name. The energy kit, the regular Navy kit that we had. Yeah.
The first kit ever announced, but for our
yeah, I also really like this kit. Obviously, better than the Amber kit. It's kind of I don't know. Like it's to me, it's kind of where it gets close with some of the other kits, but I'll always be nostalgic for it. But yeah, I gotta go second there, second from bottom, or third, I guess.
All right, Timmy.
Okay. For 3, I'm gonna go with the Wave kit, and this is crazy because I love the Wave kit. I really, really like it. My only knock ever against it is the waves themselves are a little bit faint, so at a distance it's hard to see. But I like everything about this kit. This is the top 3 is killing me.
Yeah, coming into this, I was totally convinced on my 1 and 4. 2 and 3 was going to be where I had any kind of play, but I'm actually with you on. Let's click in the whole background and shit. I'm actually with you on this one, Timmy. Wave kit goes third. The waves are way too faint for me. I think if these had been a little bit darker, not navy, but just a smidge darker, really would have made it pop. I think this is a very, very good kit, but it could have been a great kit. So I'm ranking the Wave kit third as well. Back around to you, Mr. Hans.
I'm going to go with the Surge kit. I think Surge kit and the Energy kit to me are kind of close. I just have a feeling that seeing the players in the Surge kit, I'm going to like it better this year. And it could have possibly been number 1, but it says Wicked Good Soccer on it, and even though it's on the collar, it's got to get knocked down for that. So yeah, that's why it's second.
All right, so just kind of looking at the table and how things land, Matt Hand's number 1 kit is going to be Timmy and my number 3 kit. So that's going to be a good discussion to end this. Timmy, who's rounding things out for you and coming in second place here?
I'm going to go Surge kit number 2. For all I already spoke about how much I like it. If you call me on a different day, my entire top 3 could flip in any order, I think.
I understand that. I'm glad that all three of us had a different answer for this, and we did not plan this. I am going energy kit number 2, which leaves Surge kit number 1 for me. Timmy's got energy kit number 1. Matt Hands has wave kit number 1. So we've got some Discord to discuss in this one. Absolutely love it. Let's get into present mode so it doesn't look like shit anymore. And let's kind of go to some of the responses in the chat as well, so we can kind of take the pulse of what you guys think and kind of what goes there. We'll start out with Quadros Capelli sucks. Team needs to move away from them. Nothing but problems with them. Absolutely love it. But kind of a reason why I like the third. I really like the energy kit. I think it's a great kit. It's always going to hold that nostalgic kind of memory for me, more so than the road kit, just because it was the first. And I just don't I generally like bright colors. Like orange is my favorite color. I wear those neon green slime Jason Tatums to every basketball game I coach, almost everywhere I go. Like I like bright colors, but I just think the amber looks like shit. But I was a little tepid on the release of the Surge, and seeing it in person, I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. It's just a really good kit. But I guess we'll start with Hands on this one. And as Hands talks,
Sure.
I will I'll go through and kind of pull up some from stuff from the chat as well. But Hands, Timmy and I have the wave at number 3. You've got it at number 1. Justify this for us, brother.
I just, and I guess you could argue this for some of the other kits, but I think it's the most Rhode Island of all the kits.
Sure.
With like the license plate type wave and all that. And it is true, the wave should be a little bit like darker maybe, or, they're a little bit too light. But if you see it up close, you can obviously see the waves. And for that reason, I just think it's the best one. It's mainly the Rhode Island aspect.
And your guy FQB is very close to you. He's got Wave 1, Energy 2, Surge 3, Road 4.
Yeah, and I think for me, I could have gone that way too. I think again, the Surge, I'm probably gonna, like I said, I'm anticipating liking it in person, watching the players playing it. So it kind of gets a slight bump, but kind of like Timmy, my top 3 maybe could have been in a different order, but or at least those middle 2. But I just think marketing everything about the club that I want to see is as much Rhode Island as possible, and I think that's the most Rhode Island kit, even though it's just like a white kit, and there's kind of more going on with the other ones. I do like it. So
we've actually got multiple people in the chat with the amber or the road kit as number 1. We've got Pawtucket Che, we've got Sarah, we've got Matthew Leonard. So we've got some amber love in this chat, Timmy.
Yeah, was Hama? Oh no, yeah, Hama was amber as well, number 1. For me, what is the Navy? Energy is the navy blue kit.
Yes. Yeah. That's your number 1, Timmy. You should know the name.
I've never been good with like the names that the club gives to these, but for me, like that will always be the OG kit. Like I think I wore that to maybe 15 of the home games in season 1. Like there was also just less merch in the market at that time, so like that kit will just always be special to me, and it will always be the most associated with the club for history.
Startup. I get that.
So and like you said, it was the first kit that was ever seen, ever revealed. So it's got to be my number 1. Even like new kits will come along, but that's just a fling. Like this is always the original in my mind.
Right. I think it's the OG. I like it, but I had a hard time. Like I said, I had 1 and 4 locked in, and that was kind of me deciding to go with the Surge over the Energy. And I think the badge did it for me. Like I said, I just don't really like the amber color. I like it as the accent. I like it on the sleeves on the Energy, but something about the Surge kit, and I think it's going to look really great under the lights at Tidewater.
Fair.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I was saying. That's why for me it was close between Energy and Surge. I think Surge is going to look better.
And I think kind of noted our guy Nadesky, amber for life. I get that.
Yeah, I feel like us three are in the minority on the Amber kit. Like people absolutely love that kit, and I respect it.
I think it's one of those ones you either love or you hate. I don't think there's kind of a middle ground on it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right. 7 out of 10 to me. But
you know who looks great? Scott from Wales looks great in the Amber kit. He just does.
True.
FQB is telling me my number one has wicked good soccer on the collar, dude. I already peeled it off. So joke's on you, FQB. It's gone. It's done. I flicked that bean way out of here. It's gone. It's done. It is what it is. But all right, let's switch gears a little bit. We're already over an hour, so thank you to everyone who kind of stayed with us. Like and subscribe if you have not already. RIFC open up next week versus Sporting Jacksonville. Match preview. What do we expect from Sporting Jacksonville on our opening day, Matt Hands?
Tough to tell, even though I did watch, most of the Hartford game, and I watched some of the highlights back today.
Yeah,
I mean, it's always
okay to say it.
I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing how they play against us because I think, presumably we're going to have more of the ball. And they had more of the ball against Hartford, which is kind of the way Hartford wants to play. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, they have a couple of dangerous players, a couple, names we might know from like North Carolina and stuff. So, I mean, they're okay. I still think they'll probably be near the bottom of the table by the end of the season. So it should be a game that we go out and win, hopefully. And really at the end of the day, like, we got to get off to a good start. It's been a bad start the last couple seasons, first couple seasons. So,
all right, Hands, we're going to go back to the Canva editor mode. Who is your starting 11 versus Sporting Jacksonville?
All right. So presuming he's healthy, which obviously we're hearing is fine. Koke in goal. Yeah, I'm going to assume we're going to go like a 3-4-3 or kind of like a 3-4-2-1 like we did last year. So back three would be Diop, Yao, and I'm going to say Frank. Going off of we're going off what I want to happen, or I think because this is what I want to happen.
Are you having a Cuban Missile Crisis right now, Mr. Hands?
Maybe, because I think Kano. My guess would be Stoneman over Nadarce, but I want to see Frank, so I'm going to put him there. And then probably like the midfield four. So left wing back, I would have Aldair, Sanchez, and then Hugo and Clay in the middle, and Scardina on the right.
Oop, gotcha.
And then Noah should be playing as like a left number 10. It's going to be JJ up top. And then the other spot I think is tough, the toughest one for me. I'm going to go with Rodriguez, Pity Rodriguez. So Noah, Rodriguez, and then JJ up top.
Two T's in Pity? Did I nail that?
Nah, just one.
No, all right.
You're thinking of Titty?
Yeah,
probably
for sure.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, just because. I don't know. It's tough leaving Amos out, but I think like that right-sided spot in the attack is going to be the really interesting one. I think the back line mostly picks itself. I think the midfield mostly picks itself. It's kind of figuring out who's going to play in that attacking three, and I don't really want to put Noah on the bench. And we saw Amos on the right, and I love Amos, but I think Rodriguez probably offers some more creativity, or in theory, like I'm acting like I've seen him play. I haven't seen him play, obviously, but in theory, he should offer some more creativity over there. So that's what I would go with.
All right, I like it. Timmy, let's kick it to you. Any predictions before you want to roll with your 11 first?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I'll give my 11 first, and then
all right.
Couple thoughts from what I saw from the game, but I also think we're gonna stick with the 3-4-3. So I think we'll see Koke in net, Diop left center back, Yao in the center, and I think Stoneman will start as the right center back. I think we're gonna have Quizera left wing back with Hugo and Harivo in midfield. and Scardina on the right. And then I think we're going to have Noah as the left-sided attacking mid, whatever you want to call it. Leo Afonso on the right attacking mid with JJ in the center. So same as Matt Hans, except I have Stoneman for Nodarse, Quizera for Aldair, and Afonso for Pity.
So we're actually all slightly different. I'm going to copy Timmy's because it's probably the easier fix for me. But we saw that picture of Clay at training with that hand brace on, and I don't think he's quite ready to start yet. But I do agree. I think Haraval gets the start in the middle there with Hugo. I'm grabbing the wrong shit over here, so let's make sure we fix this up again. Fucking Ryan needs to do slides for us.
You're a brave man for live Canvaing. I really respect that.
Hey,
and
man.
typing, designing and typing
sure.
are like two things I would not do with an audience. So good for you.
I've got a few things going on differently. I'm going Joe, Yao, Nodarse in the back line. I do like his Quizera, Hugo, Haraval, and Scardina as that middle. I'm just kind of making this work live for me so it works in my brain. And I do like Noah, JJ, Afonso. So we have three slightly different lineups, but I'm with Hans. I think Pity is going to be a very good creative player for this team. Ryan brought up a really good point with Afonso and kind of being scared by the fact that he picked the number 8 being an attacking player. I get that. But kind of looking at him and kind of seeing him, he's a large human. He is very big, and I think he will pair very nicely with JJ up top. But that's kind of where I'm at. I think Jope, Yao, and Scardina are probably the three most nailed on players into the starting 11. Kind of looking at things, I think JJ will always kind of be in there, kind of based on
Hugo
his.
too.
Yeah, Hugo too, for sure. I'm sorry, totally whiffed on him. JJ based on his availability, but I think we were all kind of in the same of kind of what we hope to see. It's just a player or two being a little differently. Could I see Aldair starting over Quizera in both Timmy and my lineups? Absolutely.
For sure.
Could I see it being Pity instead of Afonso? Absolutely. But I think between the three of us, we've kind of nailed down the core 11 to 13. Looking at player like Clay when he gets back to full fitness, being more cemented in there, and looking at kind of Busy as being more of a super sub. Any other thoughts on this one, Hans?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. None of us had Amos in the starting 11.
True.
As much as we all love Amos. And like he was I really didn't even think about Afonso starting over Pity. I think my thought was either Pity or Amos in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it all depends. Who the hell knows what Kano's going to do, other than Kano and the players.
I mean, there's also it wouldn't shock me if he goes Aldair left wing back and then puts Quizera as the right-sided like wing / attacking forward. I know none of us like it. I'm telling you, he's done it plenty of times. It wouldn't shock me.
I know he has, but like it hasn't worked, and we have Pity.
When did that stop him last year?
True.
Well, yeah, but we didn't have good options over there. I think we had Busy, who was more of like a bench player. He never really became like a starter, good impact player. And then, I'm hoping. My hope is that with these additions that we have a more set lineup, or at least not necessarily a set lineup, but we have guys who are like their position is basically set. We're not going to be moving guys around. Of course, Clay, as we all talk about. But even outside of
sticking square pegs in around holes, Han?
Absolutely not.
I want to know who our best 11 is. When we have a must-win game, I want to say like this is the 11 we should be using, and that we absolutely did not have that last season.
Exactly. That was one of the big issues for me last year, and just what I'm really looking forward to for this year to seeing is if we can name a best 11, or at least like 12 or 13, right? Maybe one or two guys, but like it's not shifting players all over the place. It's like, do we start? I mean, just for example, like would we start like Clay or Zach, right, in the midfield, or JJ or Afonso, if we're talking about up top. Not that I'm sure we probably all say JJ, but who knows? Leo looked pretty good in preseason from what we saw. But yeah, like, or Cruzera or Alder on the left. Like, I'm hoping that we see guys like having their nailed on position and kind of going from there. Of course, if there's, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't happen. But of course, if there's some injury crisis, sure, move guys around if you have to. But hopefully we have somewhat of a consistent setup.
Like it. We'll start with you, Hands. Score prediction. Money we
Get them in the chat too. We need some in the chat.
Yeah, we gotta get in the chat. Come on, I haven't gotten to that part of the blog yet, man. I don't know.
Oh no!
Come on, I gotta plug it, man. No,
you sure do.
We have a website.
Yeah, there is one. I know I'm dilly-dallying. I'll go with 2-0.
RIFC?
Yeah, of course. 2-0 RIFC. I can't see us the scars of last year, it's hard to predict us scoring a ton of goals. So 2 is even a lot for definitely a lot for how we did last season. And I know it's a new year this year, but
I like that.
I'm going 2-0.
I hear that. And then before I get Timmy's, I'll also take the time to say, if you have not joined the Defiance 1636, our guy and Vice President Matt Jean runs a really awesome prediction league where you can predict the scores for each and every match and have that leaderboard kind of see where you settle at the end of the season. So if you are not a Defiance member, good plug to join would be to get in there and get inside the prediction league and get your numbers posted as well. So let's kick it to you, Timmy. Matt Hand says 2-0 to the good. What do you got?
Okay, I got a crazy one here. I don't think I've ever predicted this scoreline all of last season.
I'm worried.
I'm going 3-2 for this game. I thought Sporting Jacks was pretty decent yesterday, actually, from what I watched. I definitely think Hartford is not nearly as good as that scoreline. I think that flattered them a lot. But Sporting Jacks had their chances. They didn't capitalize on them. They had one shot that went just barely wide. Siaha he didn't even move an inch for it. It would have been in the back of the net. They had another rebound that they should have scored and got in the back of the net. A lot of dangerous crosses they put in. I thought their crosses were pretty scary. So I'm going 3-2. I think our offense is going to be a lot better this season. I think our defense is going to get played into shape on Saturday. So I think Sporting Jacks will be all right, but I think that we'll ultimately get the win. And like you guys said, we have to win close to every game at home this season. There's no excuse for it not being a fortress at Tidewater. So
I hate that word.
Don't use that word. Do not use that word.
Don't do it.
Get out of here.
You're an outsider on this program.
I don't have a good synonym, so I'll just leave it. But
Matt Leonard has 4-1 good guys. Goals galore. Love seeing that come back. And Pawtucket J says Sporting Jacks did not look all of that. We've also got 4-1 RIFC, our guy Chris Peterson. We've got 2-0 to Miguel. We've got Quadros with 3-0 RIFC. We got 2-0, 3-1. It'll be by 2 from our guy Joe Burns, who Timmy punched in the eye, and he's got a black eye right now. So just horrible stuff. Horrible stuff. Timmy's calling for a lot of goals, as Miguel is calling out in this one. I'm going to go with Matt Hands on this one. I've got 2-0. I don't think our defense gives up 2 goals to that Jacks team that we saw lay an egg against Hartford. I think our defense is too good. They're too experienced. We've got Cool Will from Sac Republic in the chat saying 2-0 RAFC wins. Don't say that they have an issue with Chick-fil-A. Are we going to see a corner goal? Are we going to see a corner goal at Tidewater this year, fellas?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think more than one to make up for last season.
I like it. I am definitely all for it. So there you have it. You have our starting 11. You have our score predictions. I think it's good stuff from the crew. Before we do sign off, also want to mention, if you are an RIFC Club Collector player, go enter the code UPTHETIDE, all lowercase, UPTHETIDE 26, I'm sorry, all lowercase, all one word, to get an exclusive pack added to your collection today. Trying to drop that at the end of the episode, make you guys actually watch and fish for it a little bit more this season, but that should be some good stuff. But Hands, any final thoughts you have for us before we sign off tonight?
No, not really. Looking forward to the season. Hopefully the CBA stuff gets figured out, and yeah, great being on the pod. Gonna plug the blog again. There will be a blog. There will be blogs. Pre-match lookout. I don't know. Late in the week at some point. Check the socials and Defiance Discord for that. But yeah, that's about it.
Good stuff, Hands. Sex sells. Timmy, final thoughts.
Okay. Very excited for Saturday. Very excited to see you guys. And congratulations to the Healeys again.
Yep. So as you can see from our stream name, we've named this one Up the Healeys. Smash that like button in honor of baby Healey and our good friend Ryan, his wife Amanda. Everyone's doing fine. Everyone's healthy and well. So we wish Ryan a sleepless night tonight, and he can stay up all night watching this episode. We know it's been there. Timmy tried to sound like a seasoned vet giving advice in our group chat, and Sarah kind of stood up for him, and we called him out because it was the recycled bullshit he heard from all of us at High Motor. So
yeah, he didn't know what the ice chips were when we were talking to High Motor.
Yeah,
like, ice chips?
Yeah.
What's this about?
Yeah, I thought you said wood chips. I was confused.
That's it. Don't give those to a baby or a pregnant woman. It will not end well for you, Timmy. Sorry, Jess. I hope Jess is watching. Hope she's listening. Knows what she's up against in the future for this one. But thank you to everyone who tuned in. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button because that'll wrap things up for this one. Remember, Tide Talk is more than just a podcast. You can find us on all your favorite social media platforms, YouTube, and all of your favorite podcast applications as well. Click the link in the episode description to follow all of our accounts. I've been your host, Matt, for my good friend Timmy, for Mateo Manos. Thanks again for joining. We'll see you next time. And as always, up the tide.
Up the tide.
Up the tide.